like the feeling that I got when I accomplished goals just because I wanted to and just because they made me feel good about me. And that was what I was missing the entire time. It was easy for me to ignore other people when they said something negative about me. But it wasn't as easy for me to ignore it when I began to think negatively about myself. And knowing deep down inside that I was capable of much more and just refusing to do so. Okay? The empowerment that process started to give me and started to build up in me was something that was irreplaceable. And even today, I don't regret anything that I did prior to me discovering that or discovering myself, because all those experiences and things were necessary in order for me to reach that point and to really fully appreciate where I was and what I was doing at the time. So then after that, and because of my backstory, people started to come to me to ask me to do motivational speaking at other high schools, and for people who were at risk for dropping out and other things like that. And I decided to do so. And that whole experience is basically what made me who I am now, because the response that I received from the kids, and I mean, I was still basically a kid myself. I was in my early to mid 20s. I was only like 23 or 24, I think, at the time. But the response that I got from them, and from them coming up to me and telling me that because I took the time out of my life to come and speak to them, that they had made a decision to stop doing whatever they were doing and to change where they were. Because my thing that I will always tell them is that yes, it's always possible, but don't wait. No matter what happens in your life, time will move on anyway. So you can get it now or you can get it later, okay? Or you could not get it at all. But if you're going to get it, all right? So then after all of that, I graduated from school, and I started working, and I decided to go on to grad school. And mind you, all of this was taking place while I still had this baby, okay? She was growing, she was flourishing, but my family was supportive of me, but they were never the kind to walk me through and hold my hand. They knew I was capable, and they forced me to do for myself. They did not allow themselves to become a crutch for me. So when it came down to finding child care for her, or making sure I had transportation to get her there, because I'm broke, you know what I'm saying? I got a baby and I'm in college, okay? That's broke, all right? That's PO. That's without even the OOR. That's just POE, you know what I'm saying? That's PO. So, I'm struggling, but I had this drive to go forth and do whatever was necessary so that I can get through this, So if the baby got sick, then I had to stop doing what I was doing and take care of my daughter, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't have child care that day, I had to bring my daughter with me. It was kind of funny because sometimes big college, big lectures, I pulled my little baby in there with me. Well, she wasn't little, she was about 4 or 5 by this time. I pull her in there, sit her right there. She knew better. Don't act foolish in here. And she was sitting in the lectures with me if I didn't have any child care. If you're doing something that's productive and your professors or instructors can see that you have control of your child, most of them do not have a problem with allowing them to come in and sit if they do so quietly, okay? So the funny thing that happened as a result of that is that I had one summer I took 4 years of Spanish. I don't know it fluently now, because if you don't use it, you lose it. But my daughter was learning while I was learning. So here goes this 4 and 5-year-old kid learning college level Spanish at 4 and 5 years old. And she would be helping me with some of the assignments. And that feeling also was further, making my self-esteem go up in what I was imparting into my child, to where, I just wanted to do more and wanted to do more. But the reason overall while I'm sharing all this with you is because some people have the idea that they may in fact be too old to start things. They may have gotten caught up in the money game. They got a little job and they don't want to let it go because they got all these bills or whatever. But you can do it. There's a way. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy way, because there is no easy way. But it can be done, okay, if you really want to do it. And it doesn't matter what the ridicule is around you or what circumstances that you have. There's always a way to switch off what you had been doing and switch on something that you want to do if it's positive, because positivity will breed more positivity on top of it, and it's like a snowball rolling downhill, and it just grows and grows and grows, and by the time you hit the bottom of the hill, you got this great big snowball. But it's all of positiveness, and it's all of nothing that's wrong with you or the world or whatever. You went forth and set your goals high, and you went out and achieved it, okay? So to anyone that is either afraid of starting over or afraid of finishing or just don't know how they're going to do it, just sit down and be honest with yourself about what it is that you really want out of life, okay? And what are you willing to do to get it? Are you willing to sacrifice a few years so that you can have the rest of your years be solid, okay? If I would not have done that, I would have continued just working this job or that job and caught up in the, you know, the whole gambit of just being a slave to the world, a slave to working for the man, a slave to working for whatever, just so I can eat. And I did not want my life to be that way, you know. And the only other thing is, you know, as far as relationships go, don't let your relationships stand in your way of you personally achieving more. You know, I had a boyfriend or whatever throughout college, but I wasn't trying to hear none of that married, let's be you know, all up under each other every day and all the other kind of stuff. I told him, look, I got to get it, and if you're still there once I'm finished getting it, then I'll holler at you. But as of right now, no. Yeah, I love you, you cool and everything, but you're not going to stand in my way, okay? I can't let my love for you or me wanting to chill or be with you get in the way of what I'm trying to do, okay? And if they are anybody that wants you to have the best, they'll be cool with that. Alright? Life is going to go on anyway. And it ended up that my boyfriend at the time was there for me. He started going to school with me. And we were at the same college and everything. And then subsequently we did get married. But that was only because I put my foot down and was like, it's not going to be any other way. No, I'm not going to get knocked up. I'm not going to get pregnant. I'm not going to get nothing but my piece of paper so I can go out here and get it. Okay? That's what I'm going to get. So you have to take responsibility over yourself, over your mind, over your body. And also you have to have a spiritual basis in which to get through those tough times. It's going to surely come. So basically that's what I wanted to say today. And I hope that, you know, anyone who is thinking that, you know, I was born with some kind of silver spoon in my mouth, or maybe I'm naive because I haven't experienced this or that, and, you know, I'm just, you know, born wonderful or something, that is surely not the case. And everything that I have, I really had to bust my behind for and sacrifice for and subsequently get it. I'm just now 40 years old, and I'm just now at the point where I feel like I'm comfortable and my life is exactly where I want it. So it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, but if you put it in, you can do it. Alright? So that's all I wanted to say for today, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.